These Michigan rest areas are all laid out exactly the same, all the way down to the Great Lakes logo that they have on the floor of the lobby of all of them. We've stayed at a couple of them so far on this trip though, and they've worked out well. The Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Indians have a doubleheader today, so we decided to stop by the field and check out the first game. Tickets for only 15 bucks. It's a beautiful day here in Detroit, and the Cleveland Indians are potential World Series contenders for this year. The views of downtown Detroit from up here have been worth the 15 bucks alone. Plus, it's always fun to check out a new ballpark, and the Tigers just tied it up in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Tigers actually have a pitcher named Daniel Norris who lives during the off-season in a Volkswagen Westfalia. The guy apparently lives off of like $800 a month in the off-season, living out of his van, even though he makes millions of dollars a year as a professional pitcher in Major League Baseball. He'll even roll up to like spring training practices in the van and like sleep in the van in the parking lot and stuff like that. He serves pretty frequently. It seems pretty interesting. I don't necessarily know how true it is and how often he actually sleeps in the van and that sort of thing, but if he does, as someone making millions of dollars a year, I think it's pretty admirable. It's the bottom of the 9th. The bases are loaded. The Tigers are down by 1. You can't make this stuff up. This has been an incredible game. So it was a pretty anticlimactic ending. Miguel Cabrera flied out to center field and the game was over. But I was kind of rooting for the Indians anyways, so I was pretty happy. Since the game ended, we've just been walking around exploring downtown Detroit. It's like Detroit's Jazz Fest or something like that, so it seems pretty cool. We decided to go to the Hard Rock Cafe for dinner. I know that's not really like local Detroit cuisine or anything like that, but we got free appetizers. Like we were in the small section of the stadium during the baseball game and we got these like free appetizers with both of our tickets, so it worked out.
Yeah, it was worth it. It was a good meal and a good game.
So Detroit ended up being a really awesome city. I'm glad we got to spend the day here.
Same. It was a really good time. The baseball game was a huge treat, and Detroit is definitely doing better than it was, you know, a couple years ago. Yeah, that's for sure. It was a lot of fun. And now we're going to start making our way towards Cleveland, so that's going to be fun too. Okay, Google. Directions to Cleveland, Ohio.
The best way to get to Cleveland by car is via I-90 East and will take about 2 hours and 52 minutes in light traffic.
Fun times in Cleveland again. Still Cleveland.
In all seriousness though, I am really excited to check out Cleveland today. Although we're not really going to have much time to explore there, I get the feeling it's going to be a surprisingly cool and interesting city just like Detroit. As some of you guys may know, I grew up in the Boston area, but I've been a Cleveland Browns fan since a pretty young age. So as we were driving by FirstEnergy Stadium, I felt the need to stop and at least walk around and look at it and check it out for the first time. As a kid, I used to play all the video games, and I would usually play with the historic Browns teams, like the '65 Cleveland Browns with Jim Brown right here. And when they came back into the league as an expansion franchise, I decided to hop on the bandwagon. I actually still have a Tim Couch jersey from that inaugural season in 1999 that I still wear from time to time. It's been a pretty rough 18 years, but I'm sticking with my Browns. I think it'll be worth it eventually. So aside from just driving and walking around the city aimlessly, we have 2 goals for the day today. One is to check out the art museum in town, which is free admission and sounds really fun. And 2 is to try to find me a new Cleveland Browns t-shirt. My old one is kind of falling apart a little bit, and I'd like to replace it with something new. We're not having very much luck finding a t-shirt. We've been to like 4 stores, and they're all really expensive. And I'm really picky, and like I know exactly what I want, I just can't find it. So we're gonna try the team shop at FirstEnergy Stadium, but I'm not spending more than like $30 on a t-shirt. It's just not happening. We've been walking around downtown for the past 2 hours or so, but the weather's starting to get pretty rainy. I think it's the leftovers of Tropical Storm Harvey that are coming up here. It's gonna make the weather pretty bad for the rest of the day, so it's a good time to head to the museum, I think. I decided to give up on the t-shirt expedition. They were just way too expensive. I've got this old Cleveland Browns hat, and it'll just have to do. That art museum was pretty incredible, especially considering that it was completely free to get in. The museum wasn't in the Planet Fitness. I just took a shower there, and I'm waiting for Antine to finish up with hers now. Cleveland and Detroit get a really bad rap. They definitely have a bad reputation, and a lot of people like make fun of them and stuff, but we had a really great time in both cities.
Yeah, they were both pretty underrated. We had a beautiful day in Detroit. We got to do a lot of cool stuff that we weren't expecting, and then in Cleveland we also had a wonderful time despite the fact that it was kind of overcast and rainy.
It was pretty terrible weather, but the art museum was really cool, walking around downtown, and I kind of had a moment at FirstEnergy Stadium as well. So
big moment, big moment.
It was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to y'all in the next video.